Turning now to a national record-breaking drug bust happening right here in Rhode Island.
Federal and local investigators seized hundreds of thousands of fake Adderall pills in Cumberland. The pills were told worth millions of dollars are not only bogus, but could be deadly. 12 News reporter Sheena Losciuto breaks down what we know. Sheena?
Well, investigators today shared those images of those hundreds of thousands of bogus pills, but they also shared an important message with us tonight. This is a problem impacting our very own local communities. More than 660,000 counterfeit pills off the streets. Authorities are calling this the single largest seizure of fake Adderall pills in the country. The investigation led investigators to 2 homes in Cumberland and 27-year-old Dylan Rodas.
They are here, and in almost every case we see, deliberately made to look like something else.
And it's not just the number of pills alarming investigators here, it's what's in them. In this case, all the bogus Adderall pills had meth in them. Authorities also found 1,500 pills containing fentanyl, among other illegal drugs too.
If you or a loved one are buying or taking pills off the street or from a friend or from anywhere that is not a pharmacy or a physician, the odds are that it's not what you think.
Dylan Rodas is being charged in connection to the bust. Court documents say the suspect was witnessed selling the pills. Investigators couldn't talk specifics, but they say it's likely the meth came from Mexico.
These drug networks are using popular social media websites and apps to entice our children to try a pill just one time. But all it takes is that one time.
While authorities continue reminding Rhode Islanders the overdose epidemic is impacting all walks of life.
It is no secret that Rhode Island and New England at large is suffering from an epidemic of opioid abuse and opioid deaths that continues to run into record numbers.
And Otis has agreed to plead guilty to a federal charge stemming from this case. That means he'll spend at least the next 10 years behind bars. Reporting live in Providence, I'm Sheena Losciuto, 12 News.
More than 500,000 fake Adderall pills are under lock and key tonight, seized by federal authorities.
They're calling it the largest bust of its kind in the country, and it happened here in Rhode Island. U.S. Attorney's Office says they've already reached a plea deal with a Cumberland man accused of having these pills and his plan to sell them.
By weight, those pills clocked in at approximately 660 pounds. That's roughly the weight of a V8 car engine or a baby grand piano.
Investigators say the pills were all laced with dangerous drugs.
12 News reporter Sheena Losciuto tells us what else authorities had to say, including how much these would have fetched on the street. Sheena?
Well, when you add it all up together, authorities say this would cost about $4.6 million. And since they never made it to the streets, authorities think they just saved a lot of lives too. 27-year-old Dylan Rodas of Cumberland has been in federal custody since March. That's when authorities searched 2 addresses in Cumberland, eventually finding a jaw-dropping amount of counterfeit Adderall pills. All 660,500 of them had meth inside. And on top of that, investigators say they seized even more illegal substances too.
As well as a bucket containing an additional 40 pounds of methamphetamine mixture that was prepped and ready to be pressed into pill form by 2 motorized pill presses that the agents also seized. The DEA found approximately 1,500 pills containing fentanyl, 11 kilograms, that's roughly 24 pounds of methamphetamine powder, 250 grams of crack cocaine.
Authorities searched Rodas' parents' home as well as his home too. Newly filed court documents say Rodas was witnessed selling these pills and has now agreed to plead guilty to charges stemming from this bust.
Pills that contain these drugs, whether it's methamphetamine or fentanyl, don't come stamped with a label fentanyl or meth. They are here, and in almost every case we see, deliberately made to look like something else.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says this is a stark reminder drugs like meth are increasingly making a presence here in Rhode Island.
Mexican cartels are producing meth and fentanyl in record amounts down in these jungles and laboratories down in Mexico, and they're flooding the U.S. market here. So this meth came out of Mexico.
And we asked the U.S. Attorney's Office to be facing charges in what appears to be this rather large drug operation. Authorities could not comment on that directly, only telling us multiple times this is still a very active and ongoing investigation. Reporting live in Providence, I'm Sheena Losciuto, 12 News.